$5 with Denzel. If you're new here, this is a YouTube series where we encourage young people to have a fun-filled and intentional journey as they get older and get to bigger things in their lives. On today's episode, we'll be answering the question, in today's era, is it enough? Does it suffice to just learn a skill? What extra things do you have to do to make sure that you can survive these days? Is it enough to just learn a handwork, learn a skill, and then stop at that? A few years back, it was the really popular thing for parents and older people to say, it's important that you learn a skill. It's important that you learn how to do this other extra thing just apart from school. You must not just focus on school, but get something that can support you through school. The idea was to get something that could support you through school and help you pay a few petty bills, and then later on the big goal was always school. I think that advice was really good, was really suitable some years back, but today I feel like we should add it, we should modify it a little bit. There are some things that we should add to this piece of advice that we didn't have before. Why do I say so? So it kind of put a limit to how far their minds could reach when it came to these skills. It put a limit to their imagination. They could not see themselves doing big things with these talents, these skills, these little handwork skills. Yes, and to me, I think that is problematic today. We should modify the preaching a bit because the days are changing, and it's the same thing that held true yesterday is not necessarily going to hold true today. So I think it's necessary that we keep updating advice. So today, the advice that I would give any young person that has already learned a skill or that still wants to learn a skill is that learning a skill is just the first step of it. I personally don't believe that anybody should invest their time in doing something that they do not believe can pay off big. Now, since everybody is learning a skill, every young person is learning how to do this, how to do that. Now you ask yourself the question, what can I do to be better? What makes me stand out? What can I do to do these things in a different way from how the other people are doing it? And in a way that makes me stand out so much that I can earn extra, that I can do extra things. So the advice is in itself is to start thinking big about these skills. Don't just see it like a means to an end, wherein the end is education and what it brings, but instead seeing it like something that has potential of its own, not just something that is meant to support another thing. No, the way that I do what I do, it's not just meant to support me through school, but it's another journey for me, and it's something that I truly believe in and that I intend to build so much and that I am already actively building. Anybody that observes how I do it would know that I believe in what I do, and I think that it's important for young people to start believing in these petty skills that their parents preached to get some years back to support their education. I think it's no longer about supporting education at this point in time. Things have changed, and these things sometimes hold a lot more potential than what you actually learn in school. It happens that some years back, your mom was like a seamstress, and it looked like a petty kind of job, and she just used to struggle to do that because it really didn't earn her so much money. Now you are educated and you picked up some of those skills from your mother. I think your responsibility as an educated person is to take that little job, that petty job, and make something beautiful out of it. And then let's get to it. How do you make something beautiful out of it? After having learned these skills, if you've understood that you need to stop minimizing these skills, what next do you do to materialize all this advice? It's extremely important that you can close your eyes and visualize yourself doing something big with that skill that you have, because it starts from how you view yourself. If you think that I'm just a nail tech and it's just nails, I mean, it's not supposed to be like too much money. That's the same way that your clients are going to look at you. So You start valuing yourself before other people from the outside world now start valuing you. Now, when you see yourself big, you can then value what you have. You can then add a lot of value to it. And it is when you start adding value to what you have that other people start adding value to it, that other people will be willing to pay you big money for it. That I would give would be you start figuring out how to build a brand. I think people pay for value more than they pay for any product, more than they pay for any skill. They pay for value. When you're able to add value to yourself, when you're able to build that value, you're not, if you've already succeeded to start seeing, having a big vision for what you are doing, then you're not going to be too excited about getting little paychecks. You're going to focus on the big paychecks in the future. Yes, you're going to focus on getting to that level. And when you're focusing on getting to that level, there's something that you're just going to forgo. You're just going to have to forgo, because it's not because you're hungry that you begin to devalue your work. That way you are not going to get anywhere. Another important piece of advice is that you will need to keep growing. You need to keep putting in the hard work. You need to keep improving and evolving as the world evolves, because no matter what skill you learn today, you're going to need to, tomorrow better people are going to come, people who are really better at it, and you need to keep improving. You need to keep learning in order to stay up to date. If not, you're not going to last. The world is moving really fast, and you need to move with it, else you'll be left behind. Finally, a very practical piece of advice would be that you start creating some social media, should I say, awareness. Start learning to put your content out there, because when you're able to do that, it gives you it adds to your self-esteem. Apart from adding to your self-esteem, it gives you need to continue going, because when people already know that you are out there, they expect you to keep working. And if you did not even put it out there at all, nobody will miss you. And if you stop, nobody's going to ask. Or if you feel like, okay, that social media is not really your thing, and you already have the means to maybe start working in a permanent spot, you do that. But I love to say I started from social media because I imagine that most African young people, the average African youth, does not have enough money to maybe run a permanent business spot. And then you keep thinking on how to scale your business up. You keep thinking of ideas on how to keep your business alive. Keep thinking of what to do. If this is trending, this is how I look at social media. If something is trending, I look at it like, okay, now if this is trending, what do I do? How can I get my business into this trend so that it trends with it? That is what I do. And I think that a lot of young people have a talent for this, but it's sad that youth will rather keep their businesses at the back and come and trend on other things on social media. I really don't know, but I think that whatever is trending out there on social media, on the internet, if you want to trend along with it, please make sure that your business is trending with you. Don't be fooled to trend while your business is lagging behind. So I really hope that after having watched this video, a lot of young people will reconsider how they see their business and what they could do with their businesses, so that even if tomorrow it happens that what you're certified for in school doesn't really pay off, or it doesn't pay off immediately, you have something else to lean back on. You're not frustrated. You're always busy. You're always working on something. And that's the mindset that we preach. It's a world that is continuously moving, and you cannot afford to be left behind. If you're left behind today, know that tomorrow the world just keeps moving faster. And if you cannot survive today, I don't think that you're going to survive tomorrow. It's just going to eat you up. So you make sure that you adapt, you make sure that you evolve as things evolve. So that was it on today's episode of Dreams to Dollars. And I hope that after having watched this video, the way you look at your business, the way you look at your skill, changes, and the way that you look at your handwork changes, and then you have new vision, you have new goals in mind, and your objectives become way and way higher, and that you have something new to start working on, especially as we're moving into a new year. You have better things to start working on, and you have more challenging objectives. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a thumbs up, and don't forget to like and comment. And if you're new, please subscribe, and do well to share this video to any young person that you love. Come back for more content like this.